Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having Leo, the sign Leo, duplicated on house cusps in a natal chart. Now, when we look at the sign Leo, we think of generosity, magnanimousness, creativity, think of fun, think of things connected with entertainment, things about showing, expressing fortitude and courage, fearlessness. Think about loyalty, being steadfast. Now, if somebody has Leo duplicated and they have it on two houses, two house cusps, well, even if the person doesn't have a planet in Leo or their rising sign or midheaven is not Leo, they should strongly accentuate those Leo characteristics that are connected with the two houses that Leo is on. Now, with me, maybe I'm a good example of this. I have Leo on the cusp of my 4th and 5th houses. Now, I only have one planet in Leo, and it's a singleton. It's Venus in Leo, but it's my chart ruler. Some people have asked me if I was a Leo. Maybe that has something to do with it as far as my chart ruler goes. Now, the thing is, I also, having Leo on the 5th is in its natural placement anyway by house, so that might have a little something to do with it. Now, if you have, like in my example, let's say Leo is on the 4th and 5th houses, like I have now. This could be something where there could be strong expression, perhaps, of creativity, which is 5th, out of the home, which is the 4th, and doing this in a very strong, demonstrative, I guess you could say almost fearless way, showing generosity in this manner, showing the loyalty and dedication with these things. See, the thing is, as many of you know, and what you're seeing now, is that I do YouTube videos. Now, YouTube videos are often connected with something maybe that are creative to some degree. They're about in doing it out of the home and expressing it with pride and dignity, which is Leo. So those are some things, like I think in my case, where it very strongly fits me. Now, duplicated houses are often, I should say, are about finding that resolution or alleviating problems that are associated with the intercepted houses. Now, my case, one of my intercepted houses is the 5th house, and that has Virgo intercepted in it. Now, the way I see this is that having Virgo intercepted in the 5th house of romance could indicate perhaps maybe there are problems, maybe not seeing the fine line, being discerning enough in things connected with romantic endeavors, perhaps things that were at times maybe the opposite would happen, that maybe I would be overly judgmental, overly critical of things of that nature, of things connected with love, romance, and maybe even judgmental of myself and things that I was doing for fun or amusement, enjoyment, things of a creative nature. So a lot of times this energy can be suppressed, but when you have intercepted houses, you could have a lack of equilibrium, and you could also have, you might show those qualities very strongly one moment, and then the next moment it just kind of goes dormant and it may not be expressed. And the thing is, I think in my case, the way out of perhaps maybe not having those difficulties in matters connected with romance, with creativity, with expressing my fun, is by perhaps doing this, showing this creativity out of the home, which is the 4th house, and doing this, as I stated before, with pride and dignity, being proud of whatever I'm accomplishing and doing it, and putting myself out there. Leo is about notoriety and exposure. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a glory hound by any means, and I'm not saying all Leos are like that. But I'll be honest with you, I do have fun and enjoyment doing what I do out of the home, and it's opened me up to perhaps even a prospective romantic partner, perhaps, because you know that if women see your videos and you're a guy, there's always that chance that that woman might take a liking to it, and you might be able to meet somebody that way. So that, in a sense, that could be the way out as far as the fifth house intercepted, which could be romantic difficulties or problems associated in that area or sector of one's life. So basically that is what I'm really getting at with this. And have to remember that when you have duplicated signs, it's going to not only is it going to emphasize and accentuate the characteristics of that sign, but it's going to do so with those houses involved, and you're going to have an integration, amalgamation of the qualities of those two houses in the process. So that is something important to remember. And remember that duplicated signs they're the result of intercepted houses. So and they're a way where you can find, you could say, some resolution to help alleviate at least some of the problems connected with intercepted houses. So basically, and the only other thing I wanted to say on my example before is that I told you that I had Virgo intercepted in the fifth house, and at the same time that I have Pisces intercepted in the 11th, and it could show some imbalance between seeing the whole picture, which is Pisces, and seeing and scrutinizing over the details and seeing little things here and there, but not always grasping the whole picture, which could indicate maybe why I've had certain difficulties in conjunction with things of a romantic nature, which is the fifth, and friendships, which is the 11th house, and also some deception and delusion in connection with that as well, which is Pisces intercepted in the 11th. You have intercepted signs. They could be very more stressful and taxing, and thus very difficult at times to deal with. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having the sign Leo duplicated in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having the sign Virgo duplicated in a natal horoscope. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.